Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. सब लोग जोर से बोलिए, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, सब लोग जोर से बोलिए। Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Enam Kanvandam Maravindanalaya Tapsam Bhagavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandar Agom Vigamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasa Sakalen Priya Priti Manti Lasyan Dipan Dikayanti Tiram Naganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jala Vigrahasya Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami 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 Govindam
जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय गौरनिताई जय गौरनिताई गौरनिताई जय गौरनिताई जय गौरनिताई जय गौरनिताई गौरनिताई जय गौरनिताई प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 श्री गुरु चरण पद्मा केवल भगति सद्मा रण पद्मा केवल भगति सद्मा वंदो मोई सावधान माते वंदो मोई सावधान माते यहर प्रसाद भाई हे भवतो रिया जा जहर प्रसाद भाई हे भवतो रिया जा कृष्ण प्राप्ति हो यहाँ होइते कृष्ण प्राप्ति हो जहाँ होइते गुरुमुखा पद्म वाक्या छिते ते को रिया एक्या अरे ना कोरी हमने आशा শ্রী গুরু চরণ রচি ऐसे तमागति ये पश्चादे पूरे सर्व आशा चक्षुदान किलो ये जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से चक्षुदान किलो ये जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित प्रेमा भक्ति जहाँ हैते अविद्या विनाशयते प्रेमा भक्ति जहाँ हैते अविद्या विनाशयते वेद गाय हर चरितो वेद गाय हर चरितो श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनार बंधु श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनार बंधु लोके ना लोकेर जीवन शीला प्रभुपाद लोकेर जीवन हाँ हाँ प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पद छाया हाँ हाँ प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पद छाया एबे आज घुसुकुति भना शीला प्रभुपाद पतित पवना श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनार बंधु श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनार बंधु लोके ना लोकेर जीवना शीला प्रभुपाद लोकेर जीवना हे हा हा प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पाद छाया हे हा हा प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पाद छाया हे हा हा प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पाद छाया शीला प्रभुपाद पतित पवना शीला प्रभुपाद पतित पवना जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा शीला प्रभुपदा प्रभुपा 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 जय प्रभुपद 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 शीला प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा शीला प्रभुपदा नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। बोलो सभी लोग प्रभुपाद का मंत्र। जय प्रभुपाद। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। जय जय प्रभुपाद। बोलो बोलो हरि राम। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरा भक्त वृंद। बोलो हरिनाम बोलो। प्रभु नित्यानंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरा भक्त वृंद। हरिनाम बोलो। चैतन्य महाप्रभु गौर हरि हरि बोलो। नित्यानंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरा भक्त वृंद। जय गौरंग गौरंग महाप्रभु हरि बोलो। निताई गौरांगो निताई गौरांगो बोलो निताई गौरांगो निताई गौरांगो निताई 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 गौरांगो बोलो निताई 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 गौरांगो। जय सच्चिनंदन जय सच्चिनंदन बोलो जय सच्चिनंदन जय सच्चिनंदन जय सच्चिनंदन गौर हरि बोलो जय सच्चिनंदन गौर हरि गौरा गौरा गौर हरि बोलो गौरा गौरा गौर हरि गौरा गौरा गौर हरि बोलो गौरा गौरा गौर हरि निताई 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 गौरांगो हो निताई 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 गौरांगो गौरा गौरा गौर हरि बोलो गौरा गौरा गौर हरि हरि बो हरि बो हरि बो हरि बो। Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Ram bolo. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Radhe Shyam, Hare Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Ram, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Na Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Haribol Maharaj. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari, Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana, Jashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana, Jamuna Tira Banachari, Jamuna Tira Banachari, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari, Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari, Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari, Jashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana, Jashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana, Jamuna Tira Banachari, Jamuna Tira Banachari, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे louder हरे हरे राम राम कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापिता वन्दे अहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलान् श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो प्रणममलं प्रेम पुमार्थो महान् श्रीचैतन्य महाप्रभोर्मतमिदं तत्रादरो न परः कदा द्रक्ष्यामि नन्दस्य बालकं कदा कदा द्रक्ष्यामि नन्दस्य बालकं नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले Srimate Bhakti-Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhagavatam ki jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. Yeah, give me the Bhagavatam. Just this way. Oops. Sorry. We are happy to see full house here. With really many senior Vaishnavis, and devotees from all over the planet here. In 1972, we did not have so many. As I looked at the tamal tree here, I was just reminded in 1972, during Kartik month, Srila Prabhupada giving his talks, Bhagavatam in the morning and Nectar of Devotion in the evening. But that tamal tree was in the side courtyard of Radha Damodar temple. And we had maybe 30, 40 or so devotees in attendance. And that was the first Kartik festival, Vrindavan festival of ISKCON. Hari. So Prabhupada has set the standard, Kartik Vrat. Prabhupada was, of course, so very busy. But he dropped everything aside and he rushed to Vrindavan. And he celebrated a month of Kartik or Kartik Vrat. Well, I had a good fortune to be there that time. And I was just reminded as I looked at this tamal tree. Oh, and I haven't even started Bhagavatam, but maybe I could just say that when Srila Prabhupada used to send us from Radha Damodar temple to Raman Reti here, and there was a tamal tree right here. not this one. We just had a land and some digging foundation for the construction was just now happening. So we would come, the Kirtan party, in Loi Bazaar and Madan Mohan temples, on the reverse fashion, on the Parikrama path, on the reverse order, Kaliyadaha, and through the Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Goshala land. That time there was no Bhakti-Vedanta Goshala. Land was there, so we would then zigzag and finally ending up here. Braj obeisances here. And then we used to take darshan of that tree. This is second. The first one, I remember, I used to stand next to the tree, and that tree was as tall as I was. And then that grew and entered the pastimes of Sri Krishna, Balaram, and now this is another incarnation here. Okay, so we have a verse. I just wanted to express my pleasure of me being here and you also joining me. And thank you for this opportunity to talk to you. Thank. Father also happening. And he's trying to book me for that katha. Let me finish this one first. Thank you, Panchagauda Prabhu, for this. Okay, so Canto 10th, Chapter 13th, text number. Is it going to appear? Okay, text number 21 and 22. So 21 first. Tad goshte niveshasa. I know which one I had to. This one everyone repeats. Tad goshte niveshasa. Matai. Tadvatsan, the cows, which belong to different cows. Prathak, separately. Nitva, bringing. Tad Goshthe, in their respective cow sheds. Nivesha, entering. Saha, Krishna. Tat Tadatma, as originally different individual souls. Abhavat, he expanded himself in that way. Rajan, O King Parikshit, Tatsadma, their respective houses. Pravishtavan, entered. Krishna thus entered everywhere. Translation and short purport. Is this by Prabhupada? No. Yes? This chapter. Okay. Okay, translation and purport by Prabhupada Ki. And I'm sure he translated and gave the dictations of those purports and translation right here in his quarters at Krishna Balaram temple. Okay. That's another scene altogether. So these were the last pastimes that Srila Prabhupada was contemplating upon. Oh Maharaj Parikshit, Krishna, no, just myself. Krishna, who had divided himself as different cows and also as different cowherd boys, entered different cow sheds as the cows and then different homes as different boys. Purport. Krishna had many, many friends, of whom Sridama, Sudama and Subal were prominent. Thus Krishna himself became Sridama, Sudama and Subal and entered their respective houses with their respective cows. And I was also asked to do text number 22. Tan mataro venuravatsvarothita utthapya durbhi parirabhya nirbharam snehasnatastanyapaya sudhasavam matva param brahma sutanapayayan. Translation and purport.
Bye, Srila Prabhupada. Bye, Srila Prabhupada. The mothers of the boys, upon hearing the sounds of flutes and bugles being played by their sons, immediately rose from their household tasks, lifted their boys onto their laps, embraced them with both arms, and began to feed them with their breast milk, which flowed forth because of extreme love specifically for Krishna. Actually, Krishna is everything, but at that time, expressing extreme love and affection, they took special pleasure in feeding Krishna, the Parabrahman, and Krishna drank the milk from his respective mothers as if it were a nectarian beverage. And purport. Although all the elderly gopis knew that Krishna was the son of Mother Yashoda, they still desired, if Krishna had become my son, I would have also taken care of him like Mother Yashoda. This was their inner ambition. Now, in order to please them, Krishna personally took role of their sons and fulfilled their desire. They enhanced their special love for Krishna by embracing him and feeding him, and Krishna tasted their breast milk to be just like a nectarian beverage. While thus bewildering Brahma, he enjoyed the special transcendental pleasure created by Yoga Maya between all the other mothers and himself. Hare Krishna. 8:30 already. Huh? It's a reminder. Hare. Time stands still. We're always in present tense, I suppose, so we don't have to worry about the ringing of the bell. Anyway, I'm talking to myself. Hey, wow. There's a wow factor involved here with this pastime of, the chapter title is Brahma Stealing the Boys and the Cows. And this is Brahma Vimohan Leela. So what a display of Yoga Maya's potency. Brahma is bewildered. Even Brahma is bewildered. And Balaram is in total ignorance of all that is going on and on and on and on. For one complete year, this pastime has taken place, lasted for 1 year. Eko bahunam yo vidadhati kaman. That is the principle, right? Lord fulfills desires of everybody. And residents of Vrindavan, be they the elderly ladies of Vrindavan, as we also read that in the purport. If Krishna had become my son, I would have also taken care of him like Mother Yashoda. So this was on the mind of ladies, elderly ladies, there were younger ladies also, they had something else on their mind. The elderly ladies wanted to take care of Krishna, just like Yashoda does. The cows also, they have a Vatsalya bhav, that kind of relationship with Krishna. So they were also wondering when is Krishna going to come to the cow shed and drink the milk directly from our udders. Otherwise the milking happens and the milk is boiled and then Yashoda feeds us. Sometimes he doesn't feed us. Krishna's belly is full with the Yashoda's breast milk, and then we are left unused or we are abused. And then that milk thinks, oh, what good is this life if Krishna is going to not drink us? So let me commit suicide. And the milk is boiling and overflowing, and so how to commit suicide? The fire is right there. Jump in the fire. Well, we're talking about the cows, but we are talking about the milk also. Milk also has a desire. The cows have desire, milk also has a desire. Cow is a person, milk is also a person. Everything is a personality in Vrindavan. And of course, the gopis very much interested having Krishna as their husband. So everybody's desire is fulfilled here by this pastime. Although we say it's the foolish Brahma, he has interfered with Krishna's pastime. He stole Krishna's friends and Krishna's cows, not cows, cows. Krishna is less than 5 years old here. So he's only taking care of the cows here, not big enough to take care of the cows. He will become big enough to take care of the cows on Gopastami of this month. He's going to be promoted. So before that, he was just a calf herd boy. He was Vatsapal. So that is what Tat Vatsan Prathak Nitva. Tat Vatsan Prathak Nitva. The calf is mentioned. And just for your information, just to put everything into the context, this pastime, Krishna those days was staying not far from Krishna Balaram temple, only 6 kilometers away from here. This place called Chatikara. You heard Chatikara? So the residents of Vrindavan finally, well, I'm not going to get into the details here. So they relocated. They were in Gokul. And too much terrorism. This place had to be given up. So they left Gokul. They came to Vrindavan. Where in Vrindavan? They were staying at Chatikara. They had transported themselves and their belongings like what? Tape recorders and washing machines and television sets. Did they carry all this? They dumped that in Jamuna. Huh? And they were not interested. So they didn't have simple living. They're living simple living, not simply living. Huh? Simple living, high thinking, Krishna conscious thinking. Anyway, so they come here and all the carts, they were parked in a round, like a circular fashion. And they were residing, all the residents of Vrindavan stayed there. Shaktavart, that place became known as Shaktavart. Shakat is Shakat, Chakra. Bailgadi like a Shaktasur. Demon appeared as a Shakat, the bullock cart. So that is where they were staying. And then Krishna had insisted, no, I want to go out into the forest. I want to take care of the cows. No, you are not big enough to take care of the cows. You could only take care of the calf. So, okay. And Krishna got employment. In fact, he wanted to play, but he wanted to have some excuse, hide behind the job. So that time, those days, as he was a calf herd boy, Aghasur comes. He was younger, or was a brother of Putana, who is known as a Bhakti, Bhakti-yam. And so Putana was killed, and then the Bakasur also was killed, and then the remaining brother, what a family, you could see. Sura and Asuri, and so two demons already killed, and now the turn of Aghasur. And so Aghasur, these are the benefits of going on Brajamandal Parikrama, I would say. There's a place called Sarpoli. Sarp refers to snake, and which snake this refers to? This Aghasur. Yeah, out there on the banks of Jamuna, there's a place called Sarpoli. So this is where, all right, at least he attempted to kill Krishna and friends, but that did not work out. And Krishna ended up killing Aghasur. So at that time, demigods had come they also come to Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutasthun Vanti Divyaistavai. They come and offer praise. Well done, well done, well done. They beat drums and shower flowers. So amongst them was Brahma. I am getting into the whole narration here. That would take 7 days, no? Need a Bhagavad-Gita Saptaha. So demigods came and they departed. But apparently Brahma was hanging around a little longer. And after demon was killed, and Srila Prabhupada does say that Krishna would kill, every day he would kill demons, 1 or 2 demons. They even had a role to play, unless they would come and get killed. Otherwise, the friends and Krishna would just go on playing, and they would forget taking lunch. So demon had to come and interrupt their play. And after demon killing, they would look at, hey, time for lunch. So that also happened when Aghasur was killed. They were reminded of, and then they sat down on the bank of Jamuna. Well, that day Balram was not there. This is to be noted. The painting that we see in ISKCON, famous painting, shows Krishna, but of course there were other days Krishna and Balram sitting in the center and all the cowherd boys around. But that particular day, when the stealing is going to happen, Balram wasn't there. And it is also observed, whenever Balram is not with Krishna, Krishna gets into trouble. Whether that was stealing butter and Yashoda binding Krishna to the mortar, that day also Balram was not at home. And that Kaliyadaha Leela, Balram was not with Krishna that day either. Like that. And this day, Balram is not with Krishna. He stayed behind. He has birthday party or some other interests. So there's a trouble. And the troublemaker, of course, Brahma has become troublemaker. And the way Krishna was eating his lunch with his friends and the kind of dealings, and Balaram could not understand this. Supreme Personality of Godhead eating like this. Sometimes the cowherd boys would eat something. Oh, such a nice thing. My mother is a good cook. So he has only eaten maybe half laddu, and it's such a nice laddu. Krishna should enjoy this. So half laddu he has eaten, half laddu into Krishna's mouth. It's for you. And on. Friendly dealings. Friendship is amongst the equals, right? Friendship is amongst the equals. And cowherd boys also would say, Tumi ami sam, tum kon bada log. Who do you think you are? We are equals. Sometimes they would say this. So Brahma was misunderstanding Krishna. And then he had this thought. Not a good idea, ill thought. And then he did what he wanted to do. He stole friends of Krishna and the cows of Krishna and Krishna's friends' cow. Then what to do? Time had come in the evening for all of them to return to home. But how could Krishna return just by himself? There would be so many. Hey, where is Sridhama? Hey, Krishna, where is Sudama? Hey, Krishna, where is... Who else? On and on. Stoka Krishna. And so Krishna did not want to face that kind of situation. And so what has Krishna done is what we are dealing with here, which is very difficult for us to deal with. is inconceivable. I mean, tiny living entities with tiny brains. Prabhupada would call teeny brains. Teeny brains. What could we understand? Krishna and his energies and his pastimes like this. Now, first of all, what he has done, he has become all his friends. And he has become all the cows. He has become, and you had been reading this, those who are doing Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya here at Krishna Balaram Temple, how Krishna is looking just like, or you could say, imagine you are coward boys. You like to be coward boys? Or you are calf? Maybe some of you like to be calf? Not good position. Just a calf, just a calf. So, and then Brahma comes and he steals you all. You are stolen. And then there is all empty space. And the only remaining person is Krishna. And he's wondering now what to do, how to go back, and how could I go by myself? And then he had come with this idea. Who has given this idea to him? Is he doing some consultancy? Hey, now I'm in some difficulties. What is your advice, sir? Nothing doing. He's complete and perfect. He had not thought of this before. And possibly he had not done this before. This is a new pastime. Ever new pastimes. He doesn't play boring pastime, same thing over again. Ever new, ever fresh pastime. So suddenly, instantly, you were taken away. And as Krishna desired, as Yoga Maya, Samasritaha. Yoga Maya has come to know what is Krishna thinking now. Krishna is full of energies. Of course, here he is going to become them. He's going to become coward boys. He's going to become cows. So there's not even energy involved. He himself is going to become all those coward boys and the cows. And he did become perfectly with your hairstyle. No hair, black jacket, saffron clothes, winter clothing, someone with a garland back there, someone with a hat there, little beard on this side. Exactly the way you wear, the cows wear, and the cowherd boys wear. And not just looking like them, but even thinking like them. No two persons think alike. Do I have to give a purport to this? It's a simple thing. No two persons think alike. And it is natural, Prabhupada says. This proves in individuality. We are individuals. So no two individuals will think alike. Well, they'll think similar. but not alike. So they were all thinking the way that particular cowherd boys would think. And I'm sure even each sparrow's sound is different. Like we are a few hundred devotees sitting here. There are 200 voices. You could recognize. Even if you don't look at it, as soon as Divyanam Prabhu speaks, I know this is Divyanam. Panchagauda gets on the phone, he says, Maharaj, I know who he is. So each person's voice is different. So all those cowherd boys, hundreds and thousands of them, they talk differently. Their voices are different. Krishna is matching perfectly. And there are different habits and different doings and this and that. He is doing it perfectly well. Veda aham samatitani vartamanani charjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kashyana. Krishna said this in Bhagavad-Gita. So why am I saying this? So Krishna said, I know. What do you know? He says, I know everybody. I know everybody. What do you know about everybody? I know samatitani. I know their past. Vartamanani. I know their present. Bhavishyani. I know their future. Bhavishyani cha bhutani. Of all living entities, past, present, future, I know. And that is also something on the display here. Unless Krishna would know Sridhama or Sudama fully well, how could he look like him or talk like him or think like him or has his food, his recipes that of his choice? So Krishna knows. This is Abhigya Swarat, Bhagavatam. As soon as we open Bhagavatam, the first thing we read is Krishna. What kind of Krishna? Dhimahi. What is Dhimahi? Satyam Param Dhimahi. Satyam Param Dhimahi. I meditate upon that Satyam Param Dhimahi. I meditate. And that's Krishna, the Lord. And he's also said he is Abhigya and Swarat. Abhigya, he knows everything. And Swarat, he's independent. So through this pastime, he's also proving that he knows everything and he's independently thoughtful, right? Prabhupada said, devotee should be independently thoughtful. Krishna is independently thoughtful. So that quality also is in us. We are also independently thoughtful. We are expected to be. Hari Hari. So this must be the first day as we are reading here. And Sukadeva Goswami is talking. Rajan, at least once he has said, Rajan, King Parikshit, Tattad Atma Abhavad Rajan. O King Parikshit. He's trying to get his attention. Not that King Parikshit was not listening. Some of you are not listening. But King Parikshit always listened. Still, we, from time to time, Sukadeva Goswami's addresses, hey, King Parikshit. This is not to wake him up, as we do. We do something or we even point out, you. And then that you looks behind. It's not me, Maharaj is pointing to someone behind me, not me. So King Parikshit is addressed because Sukadeva Goswami wants to make sure he listens to this with full attention. Don't miss this, okay? Full attention here. Something exciting and ecstatic is about to happen. Rajan, King Parikshit, pay attention, full attention. And in fact, this pastime is such a exciting and ecstatic that even Sukadeva Goswami was trying to avoid recitation of this pastime, because he wasn't sure what would be the outcome. If I recite this pastime, I may voice choking up or losing the external consciousness, and I may begin rolling on the ground here in front of King Parikshit and assembled sages. He wanted to avoid that situation. And in order to avoid such situation also, is Sukadeva Goswami getting into this situation? Do you know that there was, during this recitation of Bhagavatam by Sukadeva Goswami, they had big drums made available and big gongs. Just in case, at any time, Sukadeva Goswami would lose external consciousness, then we have drums, we had to beat the drums. Hey! Come out, hey, please continue the talk. So they had this arrangement made, the drums and other instruments to make big sound were readily available. So he was trying to avoid speaking, but King Parikshit is the one, he insisted, no, you are trying to keep something hidden from me. And then Sukadeva Goswami has ended up sharing this pastime. As a result, we could see tat. It is so many times tat refers to this, that. That. Tat. Ghanta. So this calf, that Krishna has become that calf, and Krishna has become that calf, and Krishna has become that calf, and Krishna has become that coward boy, and Krishna has become that coward boy. And this calf belongs to this coward boy. This calf belongs to this coward boy. So as the first day they have come back home, that particular coward boy brings his calf, or maybe he has a number of calves, to the cow shed. And then next, that coward boy wants to go into the home. And while they are doing, those coward boys are doing, they are very eager to meet their mothers. So it is said that Rava, is that? Tanmataro Venu Rava Venu Rava. All these coward boys are Krishna himself. Otherwise, coward boys also do play flute, but nothing like Krishna. Today, that coward boy is Krishna himself, and he is playing flute, expressing the joy. Playing flute means expression of joy, and also kind of giving signal, Mommy, Mommy, I'm here, I'm back, I'm home, I'm here. So as those mothers have heard the flute playing, they thought, it's my son is playing the flute. But that wasn't the case, or maybe that day's flute playing was something extraordinary, something special, but they don't know what is that due to. So, Uttita. The mothers have become excited and eager. So they are living, whatever they are doing, it's dropped in the middle. Uttita and Uttapya, they are rushing out of their homes to receive their sons, the coward boys, who is Krishna himself. Uttapya. They are picking up their sons, Huh? You do, right? Don't you do this? Where have you learned this from? From Yashoda. And from Nanda Baba also. You may think, oh, what about us, the fathers? We also pick up. So they have picked up, mothers have picked up Krishna, well, their sons, and they're feeding the breast milk. And the same thing has happened in the cow shades also. The cows are especially excited today as their calf enters the Goshala. And who has entered Goshala today? Krishna. Krishna has become the calf and is entering Goshala. Arati. So both the mothers, the cow mother and the other mothers, mothers, are feeding Krishna. And this is just a shake hand. This is just the beginning. And this is going to go on. And they are going to do many other things every day and day after day and day after day and day after day. And we also have heard from, I'm sure, reliable source. They started making announcements. If any, gentleman or lady has a daughter of a marriageable age, now is the time. Now is the time. You may perform your daughter's marriages during this year. Best thing if you do that today or this month or this year. And then what happens? All the young girls' marriages were performed. And matches they were matched with some local coward boy. Local coward boy was up there in Brahmalok. All the boys were Krishna. So all the girls were married to Krishna. So their desires also were fulfilled. So as the time passed on, and on, and on, what was happening? is Krishna was revealing to those mothers his Bhagavata, his godhoodness. As a result, what was happening, this is what Acharya's commentaries say, this, that normally the gopis, elderly gopis, would always think, oh, this is my son, this one is that neighbor's lady's son, that one is, oh, that one, from that colony, this is her son. But as time passed on and on and on and on, what was happening? They were all Krishnas. So this making distinction was not possible. They're not making distinction anymore. This is my son, this is her son, this is her son, this is her son. They're not thinking like that anymore because they're all Krishna. They are like her son is not different from next door lady's son, and like that. Excuse me. Hari Hari. So this it's a sweet pastime, nectarian pastime. At the same time, it is a amazing pastime. We could only say wonderful, wonderful Krishna. What kind of Krishna? What would you say? What would you say? Wonderful Krishna, amazing Krishna, amazing Krishna. I mean, very difficult to understand Krishna. Hari Hari. So then, only some days, as you'll be reading that, only some more days to go, 5 days to go, and then one day, that day, Balaram noticed, well, I think he had been noticing every day, but this day he was wondering, what is happening here? When Balaram saw the cowherd men were trying to keep calf away from the cows, but it was not easy task. Those cows were really attracted to those cows, and the way the cows were dealing and licking the body of the calf, and exhibition of cows' prem, love for the calf, and the cowherd men also, the way they were dealing with the cowherd boys or their own boys. There's such a display of reciprocation between cowherd boys and cowherd men. And then Balaram was wondering, hey, what's this all about? Then Krishna, he had turned to Krishna, and Krishna had to say, you know, that day, you were not there. And this happened, that happened. What could I have done possibly? So I had to do this. I mean, when Balaram doesn't know how things work, function, happen in the spiritual sky, it's not our cup of tea. We don't drink tea, but as they say in America or South Africa, not our cup of tea. हमारे बस का रोग नहीं है. So, and Balram did not know. And then a year completed, and Brahma coming back, and all that happened. And Krishna had to display all those coward boys becoming four-handed Narayan forms. Same thing with the calf. Brahma was seeing hundreds and thousands of coward boys and cows were there at one time. So different scenes were there, scene after scene after scene. So Brahma, so one of the final scene was those coward boys were Narayan or Krishna himself. Same thing with the calf. And they were all being worshipped. Brahma saw that. And then Brahma begging for forgiveness and offering obeisances again and again and again, and offering prayers. So next chapter would be full of prayers. Aho Bhagyam is going to say. Oh, how fortunate are the residents of Vrindavan. Param Mitram, Paramanandam, Yan Mitram, Paramanandam. Parabrahma has become Mitra, become friend of, either become Mitram or Putram or Vatsam. Krishna became friend. Krishna became calf. Krishna became sons. How fortunate are the residents of Vrindavan. Aho Bhagyam, Aho Bhagyam. So the place where Brahma offered prayer is, you have to come out on Brajamandal Parikrama, then you get to know. I will not tell you, otherwise you will not come. And Parikrama doesn't go there, but we know where. You heard of Chaumuha? Some of you have heard. It's a village called Chaumuha. You go to Chattikara, take right turn on the way to Kosi or Delhi. Kitna dur hoga? How far? From, from Chattikara. I think it's only 5-10 kilometers. 8 kilometers, okay, to be precise, someone says. 8 kilometers from the T junction, Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Road, and then Agra, Delhi. Turn right, 8 kilometers. There's a village called Chaumuha. Chau is what? Chau? 4. Muha? Mouths or heads. So someone with the 4 mouths or 4-headed. And there's Brahma. He offered his prayers to Krishna there. And with those prayers for this pastime, it's never ending, but at least we will conclude here. Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Thank you very much for your class. I want to ask, the Brahma is a great personality and we are teeny. How he mistake this?
Yeah,
It's something.
what's the question? We are teeny compared to Brahma. We are nobody compared to Brahma.
No, that question is not that. That how Brahma forget the Krishna? That he is the. How he got bewildered?
It's Krishna's arrangement.
And teaching.
Krishna wants to forget you to forget him, and you forget. Or we could say, why? Otherwise, this pastime would not take place. And there's so much prayer and desire of the residents of Vrindavan. They want to serve Krishna, or have Krishna as their son, have Krishna as a calf, have Krishna as their husband. So Krishna has to fulfill that desire. So he has whole strategy in place. Aghasur has to be killed, and Brahma comes, and he's mattaha, what is that? Sarvashachaham radisannivishtaha mattaha smritir jnanam apohanam cha. So this also applies to Brahma, right? From me, I am situated in the hearts of all the living entities, and from me comes what? Knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness. So Brahma is no exception. Brahma also could, and he did forget. This is Krishna. Krishna's doing. Yeah.
Thank you, Maharaj, for such a enlivening lecture. Maharaj, during that time, the 1 year, did Krishna kill any demons?
What?
During the time of that 1 year, Krishna killed any demons during that time?
He killed, he killed Vatsasur, but I think that was before. Anybody knows? I am not sure. Most probably not. Because everyone is Krishna. Which Krishna is going to kill?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Hare Krishna Maharaj. I have one question. So during this Leela, we can see in time of crisis, Krishna makes such an arrangement that for his devotee, even during the time of crisis, he transformed the situation into the benedictions, and he fulfilling the desire of gopis as a mother or as young gopis. So we as a devotees, like when reversals comes in our life or time of crisis, then how we can set out, like get into the mindset that it's a crisis situation, but Krishna is arranging in such a way that somehow, like later point of time, it gonna be a benediction for us.
Yeah, well, keep praying and intensely desiring. Krishna is working. He puts that item on his list also. You have to have a patience. So it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Have patience. Utsaha, Nishya, Dhairya. I was just thinking, it was a desire of Sudama's wife to have some wealth. And that's why she insisted that her husband goes to Dwarka, and then Dwarkadish for sure will give some wealth, some gifts, some whatever, roti, kapada, makan. But Sudama did go, but he did not ask. And he returned. He was returning. Upon return, he noticed there was the whole town like a Dwarka was established there with all the wealth. So that Sudama's wife's desire was fulfilled. So who else is there to fulfill our desire? He is the cause of all causes, and he is Maya Adhyakshena Prakriti Suyate Chara Chara, or even demigods fulfilling our desires. Behind that, Krishna is behind such benedictions also. I was in Mayapur, one Mayapur festival. I think it was the first day of the festival, and a little chilly. It was a little cold. And all Maharajas from the west and here and there, they had their nice chadars, slick, brand new and shining, dazzling. The mine one was not Padayatri or Parik. Was little Maila, was little. So I don't know. Was not the right thing, but I wish I had also chadar like. And after the morning program, I went back to my room, knock at the door, and one devotee. This never happened before, never happened after. But that day, said, Maharaj, chadar for you. Not a good, right desire for Lord fulfills. Avashya Rakshebe Krishna, that is also symptom of this sign of surrender. Avashya Rakshebe Krishna. For sure Krishna will protect me. Yeah, any other?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Maharaj, thank you very much. Maharaj, in due course of this class, as we had this shloka, Krishna knows our past, present and future. So Maharaj, it is also like applicable for like whatever devotional service we are trying to, or whatever trying to practice. So it is also like already Krishna knows that how far that this sadhaka or this devotee will go, or this is it is fixed, or it is.
Yeah, that is how or why. Brahmana Brahmite, we could say like that. Brahmana Brahmite Kavan Bhagyavan Jeev. Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. That idea's time has come. That idea's time has come, or our time has come, to go back to Krishna, make progress in Krishna consciousness. So that is ordained, that is our future. Then Krishna brings us in contact. Srila Prabhupada ki, as he said, he is a cause of our good fortune. How come, devotees would say, We were just now some Jagai and Madhais, some years ago, and doesn't look like we have done any pious credits. But we are here at Krishna Balaram Mandir, and we are in Vrindavan, and we are Vaishnavas. So Prabhupada said this is. So devotee is wondering, what is this due to? At that time Prabhupada said, I am praying for you. And I am the cause. I am the cause of your good fortune. So Krishna has a plan for us. And then he makes all these arrangements. And good fortune comes to us, maybe sometimes sooner than expected. Krishna is kind. Well, Krishna is always kind, right? So, really, our efforts also, it's also said, God helps those who help themselves. So God also sees our efforts and He is pleased. Our spiritual master sees our efforts, and then Yasya Prasadat, Bhagavad Prasado.
Dear Maharaji, at the beginning of the session you mentioned very beautiful pastimes of this tamal tree with the Prabhupada ji as well. So basically we have heard that even gopis used to hug, they used to do alingan of this tamal tree, and even Radha Mata used to see it. So is he an incarnation of Lord Sri Krishna, or is he a devotee?
Devotee. Yeah, Radharani, tamal tree looks just like Krishna's complexion. So Radharani looking at the tamal tree from a distance, you would, oh, it's my Krishna standing there, my Krishna, and going and hugging. So these are trees, these are Kalpavruksha trees, desired trees. Our trees are Vrindavan are also supposed to be yogis. Different yogis have come to Vrindavan and now they are residing in the form of the trees and witnessing pastimes of Krishna or playing a role in the pastime of Krishna. They have a big role to play. Or those twin Arjun, Yamal Arjun trees also. That was a blessing in disguise. They were cursed. They become trees. Okay, but trees in Vrindavan. Okay, then that's okay. And they were there standing in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj for years, or waiting for Krishna's arrival, and then Krishna arrived and playing around that tree and in the shade of the tree, and finally one day he uprooted those trees on day of Diwali. And the outcome, that's also proof that the trees are different yogis. So two yogis, Manigriva and Nalakuvar, they came out of the tree. They offered their prayers. Kuveratmajo baddha murtai vayadvat Tvaya mochito bhakti bhajo kratau cha tatha prema bhaktim swakame prayacha namokshe griho mesti damodareha. So those trees have played a big role in Krishna's pastimes. And yeah, like that. So if Krishna wants to become tree, like he became, well, he became Durga also one time. He could become, Krishna could become. Radha and Krishna are together in the Javat, and Jatila takes note, hey, there's someone inside here. Is that Krishna? Open the door. I say, open the door. And what to do? Then I'm going to be caught red-handed now by Jatila. So Krishna is a man. It's not a man. Personality of Godhead with the ideas. Okay. I become Durga. Okay, where is the kamshal? Okay, where is the bell? You know, where's the get a agarbatti, get incense, and as the door was opened, there was a Durga that Radharani was worshipping. Now you are always interfering, even while worshipping. You are disturbing. Radharani started complaining. I'm sorry. And she leaves, door is closed. Krishna is no more Durga, he is back to Krishna, his pastime continues. There was Loknath Goswami. He was busy, taking darshan of Radha Vinod and maybe doing Sri Vigraha Aradhana Nityanana Shringara Tan Mandira Marjanado. He was just absorbed in taking care of his deities. But it was time for Rajbhog. He was expected to cook, to make offering to Radha Vinod, but he forgot to do so. So his assistant had already gone to the kitchen, and he was waiting and waiting. When is Maharaj going to come and cook offering for Radha Vinod? And it was, time was getting closer and closer, the offering time. And then someone comes in who looked just like Loknath Goswami, acted, talked like Loknath Goswami, cooked just like Loknath Goswami. But he was not Loknath Goswami. He was Krishna. And then finally Loknath Goswami, it's time for offering. Let me go check whether offering is, what is happening. I better go cook the offering quickly. And as he was proceeding to the kitchen, the other Loknath Goswami, Antardhan, was no more. Hey, offering is ready. He was asking, is the offering is ready? Who cooked? You are the one. You cooked. What you're asking? Who cooked this? So Krishna could do such things. Does this all the time. Okay. Yeah.
We means to say here also that Ajhai village is there also. Ajhai. There
What is the other place?
Ajhai village. They call this village Ajhai, where our new project Gurukul and our farm is there.
That I don't know. What do we know? Sarpoli, as Sarp refers to Agasur. Well, that is not on the bank of Gurukul place is not on the bank of Jamuna. But the Sarpoli is on the bank of Jamuna. Killing happened and then they were right there on the bank of Jamuna and they sat and took their lunch. So that makes connection. One makes more sense. That Sarpoli being the place of Aghasur for killing. Okay, thank you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,